Hey everyone, this is Accounting Nightmare. So I was playing Devil May Cry 1 recently on the HD collection, and I decided to go for S ranks because I've never actually done that in DMC1 before. So I did it on normal, I did it on hard difficulty, and then I did it on Dante Must Die. Then I decided I might as well record my Dante Must Die mode playthrough so I can show you all. So I'm adding some commentary here. I've already played and recorded all this, so I'm not playing while commentating this time. And this isn't streamed either, I'm just playing back a video and talking over it. So this is with a, this is a New Game Plus, of course, because this is my save file I've had going for my casual playthrough. My non-stream playthrough, rather, I should say. So I've got all the blue orbs, all the upgrades and all that. And I'm just trying to play through the missions quickly enough and well enough to get S ranks. So I maxed out on trigger, maxed out on health, maxed out on all that stuff. I don't even bother collecting yellow orbs when I see them because I've got like over 100 of them. It's fine. I'm not going to use them for an S rank playthrough because that'll cost you the S rank. So I'm doing it in 3 parts. The first section, this is the first castle section. Mission 1 probably gave me the most trouble out of any of these first missions. I had to retry it a couple times. I've tried to cut out retries, but I might have made an editing error, so we'll see. So to get S ranks, you do need to collect a certain amount of red orbs. They can be from the environment and from enemies. So I'll try and get these orbs, because that's just a nice quick cache of orbs we can grab. I don't spend much time in this first room though. We really want to skip over this so we can save some time. Some red orbs over here. The other 2 statues I don't think have red orbs, so I skip those. One of them has a yellow orb, because that was where a blue orb fragment was. If you collect a blue orb fragment when you've already got it, then it's a yellow orb instead. But, you know, I don't care about yellow orbs now. Yeah, this is Dante Must Die, so that's a fetish instead of a puppet. These orbs are pretty tiny, but I'll grab them anyway. Just in case. Just in case I need them. First fight of the game, and that was me trying to skip the cutscene. I wish I could skip that cutscene, but I can't. I try every time though, I mash that start button. That big blast that the puppets can do, that doesn't actually hurt you if it catches you in the air, it just knocks you over. It's meant to be the one that catches you and it has you hanging in the air, stunned like a puppet on strings. If it hits you in the air though, you get knocked over, but you don't take damage from it. You do take damage from flamethrowers though, of course. Finishes are nice because they give you a decent amount of red orbs. But of course they're dangerous. So it's nice having just one fetish there to get some red orbs from. Something you'll really notice as we go through these levels is a lot of levels in DMC1 are very short. There's only like 2 fights in this mission, well 3 actually, but that first fight you can kind of just skip it, you don't have to do it. I do it anyway for orbs. But I think there are some S rank playthroughs that skip it, because you get lots of orbs from these fights anyway. So we go down to our first required fight. So we've got the timer on the screen, that's the devil trigger timer. We don't want that to run out while there are still puppets alive, because they'll devil trigger. We want to kill them all. That first group of puppets, it's always, I think it's always the same what puppets you get there. 2 Bloody Marys, and we want to take those out pretty quickly. These other puppets here that spawn in though, these seem to be random as to which ones you get, which ones have shotguns, which ones are Bloody Marys. Lots of blades being thrown around here. And I didn't actually get any Bloody Marys in the second wave of this attempt, so that's a bit of good luck there. As a result you do get fewer red orbs, but it's much less dangerous. We do still have to deal with some Bloody Marys up here though. Bloody Marys are the red puppets, they have more health. They're just a lot more dangerous overall than the normal puppets. Yeah, these are all Bloody Marys here. So this room is where things can go pretty bad. With Devil Trigger, we can do a lot of burst damage to them though and try and kill them before they Devil Trigger. That one's triggered, so we can only really juggle it while we're triggered. Go to an S combo. It'd be nice if we killed it, but I don't think we have enough. Yeah, they have so much defense while they're Devil Triggered. They're pretty tough, and they're very aggressive. It's hard to get any melee attacks on them while they're like this. I'll go for it anyway, because shooting takes forever. And a finish. Here I'm getting greedy trying to build up my style, but I shouldn't be letting the fetish hit the ground and stand up, because then it could Devil Trigger. You kind of just want to keep it juggled in the air, and keep it safe and vulnerable to kill. Because if it Devil Triggers, it takes a while to kill. Because I do have access to stuff like the grenade gun, so I could have played around with using the grenade gun in that room. That probably would have been easier. Yeah, that's mission 1. Mission 2 is not so bad. It's a strange mission because you do need to figure out how much you need to farm for red orbs to get the S rank. Got a shadow in the hallway. I'm going to try and go for a critical hit here. Critical hits on shadows are interesting because I used to think you couldn't do them on Dante Must Die. I tried them a bunch of times and I couldn't get it to happen. And I had a really detailed guide that I used to use. It's a guide about like getting S ranks on DMD mode, and it's really detailed. It goes into like slash cancelling and stuff. And that said, you couldn't do it on DMD mode. You couldn't get critical hits here on shadows. But suddenly I can. So I'm thinking that's a change that the HD collection made. I think it's a pretty good change, I think, because it was weird having this cool quick kill strategy you could only do on normal and hard. That's kind of strange and inconsistent, so I'm glad that works now. It's a nice easy way of taking out shadows. Just like don't shoot them, stand back, let them do their face spike, jump straight up in the air to land on it, and then trigger and shoot. And hopefully they'll turn red. Yeah, like that. Then you just wait for him to die, and then you get lots of orbs. Delicious. So that's how you critical hit a shadow. So that works even on Dante Must Die mode on the HD collection. Yeah, I tried that a bunch of times on my original PS2 game, and I just could not get that to work, so... Alright, so this room you can either have blades or you can have thin sights. I kind of like having blades to like farm up some more red orbs, but blades are much harder to avoid damage on, so... Yeah, I pretty much always take damage versus blades when I'm trying to get orbs, because I'm going for critical hits against them. So they're just hard to avoid. Also, I accidentally landed on the fountain and got the red orbs from it. That's good. I keep forgetting those red orbs are there, so that was pretty convenient for me. It's also a tough fountain to jump onto, so that's kind of cool. So I'm going for critical hits here. You want to shotgun them in the face so that they get stunned, and then get behind them, shotgun them in the back, and they'll fall onto their stomach. Then do a jumping attack, and it'll insta-kill them. You can actually use Ifrit to jump attack them as well. You can use Ifrit's flying kick. It's harder though than Alistor's Helmbreaker, because it might lock onto the wrong enemy, and then you'll go completely the wrong way. So even though they're Devil Triggered, you can still critical hit them. Shadows you can't once they're Devil Trigger. But these you can. The trickiest part is just trying to actually knock them over. So here, I tried to leave, but the door's still locked. I need to kill a certain amount of blades. So now I'm just going for kills. Just trying to finish them off so I can actually leave the room. I feel like I've got enough red orbs at this point. That's why I'm just trying to finish this fight. Grenade gun is so good. So good versus blades. So good versus pretty much anything, actually. Except maybe shadows. Got to remember to grab the orbs when enemies die. The orbs do expire pretty quickly, so you don't want to mess around with them. You want to pick them up. And now we can escape. This is the weird hallway that has enemies on normal mode, but not on higher difficulties. I'm not sure why. Anyway. It just has a bunch of puppets on normal difficulty. Now we move into the Sin Scissor fight. This is a really good mission to get critical hits on enemies, actually. Because we can get critical hits on Sin Scissors. I used to use the shotgun for that, but I like using the handguns these days. Because if you mess up the critical hits with the shotgun, you'll often just kill them outright anyway, and then you won't get your extra orbs. With Ebony and Ivory, you probably won't kill them accidentally with it. Wait for him to kind of start getting ready to attack you with the scissors, and then attack him. Just knock the scissors out the way. And then if they get stunned for long enough, you can walk up to their face and shoot them. Didn't quite get the right angle there, I don't think. But if you do, then you'll insta-kill them even with just an Ebony and Ivory bullet. It's tough when there's multiple Sin Scissors around. Because usually you'll start going for a critical hit and the other one will attack you. Pretty annoying. But I just wanted orbs. I didn't really care about my damage taken here. Just want the red orbs. There's a timer here so they can devil trigger, but it doesn't seem to matter. You can still critical hit them after they trigger, so... just makes them do more damage to you. And that's mission 2 done. Kill a bunch of phantom babies, just for red orbs. I probably didn't need those orbs, I got them anyway. That's the end of mission 2. I did do some research into how you actually get S ranks in this game. There's 3 main categories you have to meet. There's damage taken, which of course if you need to take the least amount of damage as possible. You need to finish the mission fast enough, so there's the time taken. And there's red orbs collected. Those are the 3 categories. From what I've read, you can max out any 2 of those categories and get an S rank. So you can just, if you take tons of damage, it's okay as long as you finish the mission fast enough and get the red orbs. So that's what I'm going for pretty much. I don't really like going for no damage runs on things, I find them really tedious. But if you get it perfect in all 3 rankings, then you'll actually get an S rank special bonus. Which is, you can compare that to like an SS rank in DMC3. I don't think I got many of those. Maybe I got 1 of them in this run through. I'm not sure. It does require you to take no damage for those, pretty much. So I like using the shotgun here because it just insta-kills them. You don't really need to farm these things for orbs, and it's kind of dangerous anyway because it's kind of hard to juggle these things properly without them just chomping you and taking damage from them. I prefer to just kill them quickly and move on. Move on to the Phantom fight. Yeah, that's all there is to this mission. Just do that little run back and forth, fight the Sargassos, and then fight Phantom. So Phantom, with New Game Plus, like by then you'll have Air Hike, and then Phantom pretty much becomes the easiest boss in the game, in my opinion. Because he's so weak to Air Hiked Helm Breakers. Just sting him in the face whenever he's about to do something. Whenever he's about to shoot a fireball or whatever. And just Air Hike in the air, Helm Breaker, and you get lots of damage. One thing to look out for is he can actually shoot fireballs straight up like he just did. So if you want to take no damage against him, then whenever he goes like all charred and all black, then you might want to just start getting ready to dodge, like get behind him. But I'm just trying to kill him quickly. Yeah, see here you probably want to just stay behind him if you're trying to go for no damage. Yeah, because that fireball's very good at hitting you. But yeah, just air hiked Helm Breakers, that'll kill him real quick. Especially devil triggered. And he gives you tons of orbs. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. Getting an S rank isn't really that tough. I got a lot of these first try, it just depends on... Well, the main thing you want to do is not use yellow orbs. If you ever die and have to continue in a mission, you're going to just load your save file, because you're not going to get an S rank. So I guess that's the last category I didn't mention. I kind of just left that because I just thought it was kind of self-explanatory. You shouldn't use items in missions, and you shouldn't die and continue in missions, because that'll tank your ranking. So apart from that, yeah, it's time taken, red orbs collected, and damage taken. Oh yeah, I think you get a penalty for using Super Dante as well. I'm not sure in this game. I haven't used Super Dante in this game very much. Only because he requires a different playthrough. So I fight Phantom in the corridor just to get some red orbs out of him. Delicious. It's also fun just fighting him in the corridor. So at the end of the hallway there's a room where the room with the statue in it. That's got some red orbs in it if you want to collect some extra red orbs. I kind of forgot about it in this playthrough and I didn't go for it, but I didn't end up needing it, thankfully. So on normal difficulty we fight a shadow, but here we fight a death scissor. And kind of like Phantom, you use air hike, use helm breakers, and that'll do a ton of damage to it. I think it's pretty much guaranteed to use this attack every fight. I hit twice there, surprisingly. But yeah, that does a ton of damage. Air hike, helm breaker. Especially DT'd. That'll take it out pretty quickly. I don't think I've ever seen it not use that spinning attack at some point in the fight. That is something to watch out for. We have to remember we have to go up the top here to collect the death sentence, the item that we have to use in like 3 seconds. These puppets don't matter. Just don't get hit by them. They'll probably hurt. And I wanted to get some Devil Trigger there for the Nello and Jello fight. Yeah, we got the Death Scissor. We got rid of the Death Scissor. The Death Sentence, sorry. I'm thinking about the Death Scissor. Yeah, now Nello and Jello 1. He's fun. I like that fight. I do have Ifrit, but I like... I'm just in the habit of using Alistor for this fight. Yeah, it's Nello and Jello 2 that I'll start using Ifrit against. I'm trying to go for slash cancelled combos here, but I'm not doing very well this attempt. That's a bit better. And here I expected him to teleport away, but he's not at low enough health yet. There he goes. Makes you chase him down. Yeah, he goes for you when you jump up, so I like to try and jump up to the left. Try not to jump up next to him because he's going to slash you. Where's that chivalry, eh? Sometimes that catches me, sometimes it just gets me. Usually I see that attack as just an opening, and then every now and then catches me in the face because I jump at the wrong time. And away he goes again. I'm trying to do a stinger to move faster there, but Dante's still locking onto Nello and Jello, so I couldn't do a stinger at the right angle. It's fine though. And once again, he goes for it. Not very nice, is he? Might as well use that Devil Trigger, because we're right at the end of the mission. Well, I'm getting super aggressive here. I probably shouldn't have done that. But it worked out. I just wanted to finish the fight. Mission 4 was one of my favourite missions, I think. It's just fighting lots of fun things. And it's also got that secret mission with the 3 shadows, which is one of my favourites. It's just a cool mission overall. Mission 5. This is a very short mission. I had to retry this once though. You only have to do this first fight, but this fight can go a bit badly. 2 shadows. And it's done in my star mode, so one of them is going to devil trigger pretty soon. Devil triggered shadows are mean. Okay, so here I want to get a critical hit. Yeah, the angle was a bit weird there because its spike was up in the air, so I think that's what cost me that critical hit there. Yeah, going for critical hits against when there's multiple shadows, that's really tough because Dante loves to change his lock-on target. It's very hard to get him to lock on to exactly what you want him to. Yeah, and they'd love to overlap their attacks like that, so you'll be locked onto one, you'll be ready to do a critical hit, and the other one will try and face spike you as well. So I just said screw it, and I just started trying to kill him the normal way. Unfortunately, I killed the devil triggered shadow first, which means that the other one's actually going to devil trigger immediately. Yeah. It seems like there's only going to be one devil triggered shadow at a time. But if the devil triggered one dies, then one of the other ones will trigger. That's how they seem to work. Yeah, devil triggered shadows are so annoying. They've got those little spikes that just hit you when you're anywhere near them. So I just start running. They're very good at chasing you though. Alright, they're finally gone. That's the only fight you have to do this mission, but it's really... It's hairy, as I guess is what I would call it. It can go so poorly. 1 shadow at a time is very easy to deal with, but 2. 2 is where things get a bit messy. There's some red orbs up there. Also some items and yellow orbs, but oh god. Jumped all the way down. Now I have to run all the way back up. Yeah, I skipped the items because I don't need them anymore. Not really collecting things at this point. That's better. So if you do need some more red orbs, then you can fight this Death Scythe, I guess, if you want. Or you can go back into the courtyard area, and Phantom will be there on hard and higher difficulty. You can fight him. He's got very low health in that fight. You can tear him apart, get some red orbs, but I didn't find that was necessary for just getting an S rank. It's fun to do though. So yeah, mission 1 and mission 5 were the most troublesome in this batch of missions. This mission's not so bad. As long as it's not New Game. This is New Game Plus, so we've got access to Ifrit and grenade guns and stuff like that. If you don't have Ifrit, then you're going to have to fight some enemies you don't want to fight with Alastor. Yes, I've never looked into if these red orb fountains count for the red orb count. I mean, they should. They should count. So I'd grab them. The rules are different in the different Devil May Cries as to how red orbs work. But yeah, this room you're going to want Ifrit for. Because we have to fight plasmas on hard and higher difficulty. And not Inferno. One of them dodged it but then died. He must have got hit by the part of the Inferno. Want to grab those red orbs before they disappear. Some grenades will sort out that other plasma. And there you go. Grenades and Ifrit. Nice combo. Missed the red orbs. There's some more plasmas out here. Killing them is probably safer because they do chase you and the flying one will shoot lasers and stuff at you. But I just kind of ran. I didn't seem to need to kill them for red orbs for an S rank. Plasmas drop a lot of red orbs, so You should be fine just fighting those 3 plasmas. And then we have to fight a Death Scissor. I prefer Death Scissors to Death Scythes. I find Death Scythes pretty annoying. Well, Death Scissors, and they stay in the cage with you. So you can actually fight them. Instead of running away from you all the time like the Death Scythe does. There we go, that's a hit. And it does this attack again, which can be a bit annoying. Not that big a deal, but well, it does hurt a lot. There we go. Gonna dodge the scissor, and we're all good to go. I don't know why they laugh as they die. I think it's funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just the one Death Scissor that you ever fight, and every time you kill it, it's actually just leaving and coming back later. Maybe. Mission 7, this one on New Game, Dante Must Die. This is a nightmare of a mission. But on New Game Plus, Dante Must Die, it's not so bad. It can still go poorly, of course. But we have the tools to do what we need to do here. We get to fight Phantom again. You don't have to, but I do because it's fun. He held that fireball for a while, actually. I actually haven't seen him do that before. Unless he actually fired one and charged up another one while I was in the air. There's some lovely health there, and this camera angle's bad. There we go. It's tricky if he does hit you with a fireball, because you get knocked into a bad camera angle. Lots of red orbs. Thank you, Phantom. And then we have some frosts. This is why, yeah, I mean, if you've seen the LP, you probably remember this is a bad spot. Yeah, wow, Inferno and Kick 13 just melts them. Melts them. If you don't have Ifrit, then that fight sucks, because Alistar is not very good at fighting those. It's pretty simple though with Ifrit. And these puppets both have shotguns, so I like just get rid of them ASAP. I've got plenty of health, so they're not a huge threat. Still though, they could be annoying while I'm trying to hit the switch. And that's mission 7 pretty much done. Let's go through the door. Changing weapons now, just in case I have to restart the next mission. That's something I try and do, set up my weapons before I finish a mission so that it's already saved on my save file. That's almost the end of this batch of missions. It's just mission 8. This first section of the game actually flies by. It's probably my favourite part of the game, but it's it feels pretty quick once you know what to do. Now for our final showdown with Phantom. There's some free red orbs. That's nice of them. And that room is really nice. It's a shame you only see it for like 3 seconds. Thought maybe there was some cut content or something there, I'm not sure. Phantom pretty much always jumps at the start of this fight, because I think he's trying to show you that you can smash the floor and fall down to his death, which ends the fight quicker. Or ends the fight quickly and suddenly. I've never really bothered killing him that way. I like just going for the double jumps and the Helmbreaker, because it works really well. Surprised that missed me, actually. Oop. It was a bit scary when he jumps when you're already in the air. You need to make sure you get out of there before he lands on you. Yeah, so he's going to do a fireball once he's recovered from that. Yeah. And yeah, he can do a double fireball. That's pretty sneaky. You can do that in the first fight too, I think. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward fight, really. Just keep double jumping and slashing. Stinger him in the face if you ever need to interrupt his fireball. And yeah, that's Phantom. I enjoy fighting him though, he's cool. Some red orbs to collect in this area. One's on this particular horse. And the other red orbs are on this little... Not sure what this little thing is, but it can be a little tough to jump onto. This is where you get the grenade gun if it's a new game. But we already have that lovely thing, which we're going to be using a lot after this. The game's well designed actually in that you tend to want to use items a lot, or new weapons a lot after you get them. Activating Devil Trigger here is always nice to make sure you get there quick enough. There you go, that's the end of the castle, the first castle section. Yeah, I really enjoy that section of the game. It was probably the easiest of the three segments as well that I did for S ranks. I only had to retry a couple missions a few times. There you go. That is, oh, that's some of DMC1 S ranked. I've got the rest recorded, so I'll probably just go ahead and start doing commentary for those as well. So next up we have the forest area, where of course we have to fight Griffin, and we have to fight Nello and Jello again. He shows up in every segment actually, once in the castle, once in the forest, and once in the second castle visit. But yeah, there you go. I'll see you next time for more DMC1 S ranks. See ya.